So, hello everyone. In this talk, I want to convince you that your digital business probably needs a customized cybersecurity training. And this is because we are security scientists. We check how much companies are getting attacked. And what we see is a constant rising of vulnerabilities and successful attacks. And I don't see this at all, only in my daily work, but also in my free time. Last Sunday, I wanted to play Blizzard's new game, Diablo 4. And as you see on the top right corner, we are experiencing a DDoS attack. And if you're not familiar with this is a distributed denial of service attack. So this means attackers tried to make the game unavailable, and they were successful. So the game was not playable for several hours, which was, as this is a new game, this is a real crucial thing for Blizzard, and so it's just everywhere. And so cybersecurity incidents, no industry boundaries anymore. They happen regularly, and they put your sensitive data and services at risk. I also brought you some more examples. For example, last week, Rheinische Post and Handelsblatt were successfully attacked. Last week as well, Barmer and the insurance company in Germany got hacked. And 2 weeks ago, we got a new security study that said big companies in Germany have on average 11,000 security vulnerabilities. So you really have to act. And it's no longer the question whether your digital business will be attacked, but instead it's only a question when and how well you are prepared for this attack. And at which time on the attack do you realize, oh, we are getting attacked. And if the attack is successful, and this is more and more likely, then the question arises, how much damage does the attack produce, and how efficiently are we able to recover? And this is not the complete story, because in addition, we have more and more legislation. So it's no longer a question for a digital business if we want to invest into security and if we prioritize this. But now governments all across the world, especially Europe and Germany, now force you to invest into security. And this is true for all industries. So we already have legislation for automotive, for health, for finance. And it's now like the EU Cyber Resilience Act, we will also tackle production. So it's more and more coming. So your digital business has to act, but how do you act? With the people, obviously. And your people need the right awareness and the right competence to act. And yeah, most obviously, your security department, your developers are the ones in charge. They need awareness, they need competence, and they need trainings. But that's not the full story. Also, your product owners, your quality assurance, your scrum masters, and even your managers have their role in securing your services and your products. And if you're interested in this special topic, tomorrow we have a masterclass. My colleagues, Matthias Becker and Jan-Niklas Strüber, will explain you how product owners and managers get started to understand what is my role. So I'm not a technician, I will not make a deep dive, but okay, can I do something? And this will be the topic of tomorrow. But now let's focus on all these people of your company. And what we understood and realized with our experience in several industry projects is that we have 3 major challenges concerning your people that should secure your services. First of all, there exists now several studies, and one study is also from us, that show that there is currently a lack of awareness and competence. And this is because currently in universities and in schools and also on, there is currently a lack of teaching. So your developers don't have this competence. You need to build it up. In addition, most companies currently don't know if their people have the right awareness and have the right competence, because we currently do not evaluate or assess whether they have to act. And the few companies that already act, they often choose off-the-shelf trainings, so meaning a standard training not tailored to their domain or to their own company or their own product. And this is a first good step, but in our opinion it's not sufficient, because this is a very ineffective training. And if we combine all these three challenges, we come to the problem that it's highly likely that your digital business has a serious cybersecurity skill gap without knowing. So the companies do not know that they have a problem, and thus they don't act. And if so, it's highly likely that an attack, and these attacks will come, that these attacks will be successful, and that they will produce severe damage and a long out time and big recovery times. So our solution, obviously, is to build up customized cybersecurity trainings that really help your business, your teams, such that these trainings really make an impact. But the question is, okay, why should this customized security training is so much more effective than just an off-the-shelf training? And I brought you a chain of arguments for this. First of all, in a real customized security training, you obviously start to talk with the client, but not just for an hour, but we execute 5 to 10 person days to really get familiar with the customer, to understand its processes, its current awareness, and the weaknesses, and also the strengths, but also the risks. And with having this knowledge, we can then tailor our existing trainings to your needs. If we have this, then this training will only deal with the relevant things. This means that the participants of the training can focus on their domain. For example, when I teach an insurance company, it does not make sense that I bring examples from the automotive industry. But currently, if I have an off-the-shelf training, I don't have a choice. And this is also true that I can focus on the real products and not fake products. I can discuss processes, I can discuss the laws that they have to abide, and more crucially, concerning security, we can openly discuss about recent attacks and their open vulnerabilities. And this is something that you don't want to share with other companies in an open training round. If we have such a training, then this will be more efficient. And this is true for security trainings, but research shows this is true for customized training in general. And the real benefit is that it's not just the training makes fun and the participants understand why they have to act, but the real challenge is that the training really changes the game in your daily work. So after the training, it's not sufficient that the trainees say, okay, this was cool, but now I go back and do my normal stuff. Instead, during the training, they should constantly think about, okay, is that what we are doing currently the right thing? Should we change our process? Do we need new roles? Do we need expertise in security tools, for example? And then you make a real impact into your daily business. And then you will have an increased security, which will really help if an attack will come. So as I tell you this, obviously we are the ones that may be ordered to customize a training to your needs. And so the question arises, okay, why should you choose us? And so we are from Fraunhofer and Universities of Applied Sciences, so we are not just certified trainers, but we are researchers. This means that we incorporate the latest research in our trainings. Second, we are more than 50 trainers across all Germany, and we cover all the industries that are relevant. Third, as we are applied scientists, we are familiar with assessing the state of a company with consulting, and this is what such a customized training will be. It's not just I stand in front and say my usual stuff, my 100 slides, and then I go back. But we talk with you, and this will shall do with real impact. Yeah, and last but not least, we are non-profit, and the good thing is we get funding. So you are not, you don't have to pay us to develop new trainings. You only have to pay us if you want to customize the training. Yeah, and for the last part of this presentation, I want to show you an example. Here this is a security champion training that we successfully customized to various customers of different industries. If a security champion, for those of you that don't know this role yet, the idea is development teams currently, normally all people in a development team lack security knowledge, and this shall be the first person in the team that will now be a security expert in the team. So you are not anymore dependent on the security department. So this person needs an extensive training and must be able to communicate itself. So raising the hand, if the product owner says, we have no time for security, then the champion shall act and say, okay, this cannot be this is not the right direction. So the training objectives obviously are learn to consider software security in all development stages and learn the necessary soft skills to raise awareness and multiply your knowledge. So this is just to get an understanding. This is a 130-hour training, so intensive training. And the industry sectors that we covered so far are in alphabetical order: heating, insurance, logistics, pharma, software consulting, software development, and water supply. And as you see on this list, it's really diverse. But all of these companies today develop software, and all of these build services that may be attacked. So what are we doing when we do such a customization on the training? First of all, as I said before, we make such an initial assessment. And what does it consist of? 4 parts. Part 1, we execute workshops with the participants. We need to understand how they develop their software, which products they develop, and what are their current software security status. So do we even consider security at all? Do we use tools? What are the roles to get really a good understanding? Second are deep dive interviews. So we are not talking to a group of people, but only to one person in an interview to 2 hours. And then we make a code walkthrough. So as you see, this is a technical deep dive to really become familiar with this company and their products. Third one, very crucial, to talk with your client. So in this case, often it's HR or the security department. So what do they want from this training? To understand what are, in their opinion, the pains that we need to consider, and what are their awareness and their competencies. And last but not least, we execute an online survey in the whole entire organization, so to understand what is the security culture until now. For example, we ask all people in the organization how much security competence they have, if they think that their products are secure, and all other stuffs. As soon as we have such an assessment, we can then start to customize the training. And as you see on this list, we can customize it in all directions. We can add new training objectives, we can add or remove complete modules. For example, last week, a company contacted us. They said, we already have security champions, but they have no training yet, only some small trainings. Okay, then we remove 6 from our 6 training days, we go back to 3 training days with no problem for us. Or concerning with programming languages, we constantly add new programming languages because it does not make sense to make a Java training for C# developers, for example. And one thing that we always change is these examples. So if you start the training and you give examples of products, of their own products that got attacked, this will really make a significant impact that we understand, and that is really an example that is from their domain or even from their company. Yeah, and after the training, we do not stop, but we also make intensive feedback and customization rounds, because we execute an extensive survey, and here again, we ask our stakeholders, what do you want to know about this training? Do you, for example, which goals do you have? And with a survey, we can analyze if we really make an impact with your participants. Then we discuss with the participants and the stakeholders alike, and this shall be the kickoff for their next steps, because this training is only the starting point for their security journey. And last but not least, we improve the training for the next iteration at this customer. Yeah, for example, a quote from a participant says, "Security as a mindset throughout the software lifecycle has become second nature to me, thanks to the practical, broad and methodology diverse training." And this is typically not a sentence that you get from an off-the-shelf training. Yeah, to summarize my talk, we say that businesses across all industries need to invest into cybersecurity awareness and competence, because you have an increased amount of security vulnerabilities and attacks, as well as an increased number of security laws. So you should choose a customized cybersecurity training to assess your current status and to efficiently train all roles such that we can secure your business. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Stefan. I mean, we still have some time if people want to ask questions or make comments about the presentation. We'll bring you up to.
Hello, thank you very much. Just a quick question, as your talk started by showing the DDoS attack on Blizzard and
yes.
the Rheinische Post attack. You showed us today customized trainings for the software developers. Do you
yes.
have experience or maybe already trainings existing for also the hardware security part, like the infrastructure, critical infrastructures? This would be also interesting for me to know.
Yes, so this was just, we are at the Fraunhofer Academy, so we cover all these industries, all roles. So yes, we also have colleagues that focus on hardware security. And now we will also start a new project concerning resilience. So be as good as possible if the attack occurred. If the attack occurred, yes.
Anyone else? Indeed.
So, hello, thank you very much for the presentation. Do you provide also certifications for the employees in a company?
Yes, Fraunhofer also has a person certification. So, like the TÜV in Germany, we are able to develop certifications. And for example, for a security champion training, we currently are underway to provide such a certification, because we have several companies that say we need to prove that this training was successful, that our developers are now able to secure our products.
And maybe we still have time for one more. If not, I'm sure you can find Stefan during the event. You're yes. maybe going to be at your stand for.
Yes, we are at the Fraunhofer stand. Yes.
So come to the Fraunhofer stand. Thank you so much, Stefan.
Yeah.
See you later.